The 2021 Radio Free 102.3 KJLH Proven Achievers honors African American women who are making a difference in our community.
I would encourage youth to fully understand their history. And by understanding their history, that means they have to understand the history of the country that they live in. So if we're talking about the United States, I would encourage youth to really dig into and understand the history of the United States, because oftentimes the answers and the solutions to the problems we face lie in history. I would encourage the youth to continue to share their visions by telling the world their visions. The book of Habakkuk encourages us to tell our vision as opposed to watching other people's vision on television, but to tell our own and to put it out there and to share it so that it can have life. And I see so many young people doing that these days. It's highly inspiring to me. So I would tell them that they are going to change the world. And I'm excited about it. And when they fall, to get up, because it's the folks that get up that make it. You got to just keep getting up.
You know, every social justice movement since the beginning of history, if you think about it, started with young people. The war, the anti-war movement, young people. War on poverty, the current Black Lives Matter movement, the civil rights movement, the sit-ins, those who took those buses across the country and sat in at those kitchen counters, they were all young people. And so it's not about the young people of today needing motivation. They just need to step into their role in history. Every social justice movement has begun with the next generation of leaders. And so it's about you understanding that, stepping into your leadership role, and leading.
The words of encouragement that I would share with the youth of today, I would say, dream really big. Think about what you want to become. And that was one of the things my parents told me. It's like, you could do whatever you want to do. And I believe them. And so believe that you can be anybody that you want to be. And then it's about putting together a plan and then working your plan. I like to say, plan your work and work your plan. That's really worked for me. And I learned that in a time management course back in college. And so I like to share that with other people. Plan it out and then make it happen.
Wow. This past year has shown us so much about ourselves and about others. And I think with the pandemic and social unrest, we've had a lot of time to reflect and to think. And as we think about what's ahead, I think it's okay to acknowledge that we're in uncomfortable times. It's okay to say, I don't know, but we will work through this together. I know so many youth today are feeling restless and ready to move forward, right? There's so many intense restrictions and life didn't normally work that way. But I think that encouraging them that I too have those moments, you know, so many people in predominant positions and successful paths also have those moments. This is that moment in time where we're all sort of sharing in this same feeling when we're eager to get back to the reality of the past. But the advice really is to let us remember that these moments, no matter how tough they may seem now, they will teach us lessons that will make us stronger. We may not see it in this moment, we may not see it in this year or in the short term, but we are learning and we are growing, and we need to take it one day at a time and work towards finding our own definition of peace and frankly, our own definition of community.
As much as I champion and love our youth, I also have to remind them that they have to be respectful, you know, of their elders. We can learn a lot from one another. When I think about looking back at my grandparents or my aunts and uncles and listening to those conversations, you know, they grew up in different time periods. And sometimes you kind of want to roll your eyes and say, oh, you know, I've heard this before, but I think we can really learn a lot from one another. So I want our youth, you know, to be respectful and to kind of take, you know, the advice of their elders and listen to them. And I also want them to ask for help. I oftentimes in our society, help is viewed as someone who's weak. But that is so wrong. Help, people, the most intelligent people ask for help. So I want our youth to never be afraid or intimidated to ask for our help. And again, together, we can make such great strides, but they need us and we definitely need them.